Yummy.
Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecian Live. I am Jillian.
And I'm Aston. Good morning.
NuSpeci's mission is to help our clients live better and longer. NuSpeci's invents and manufactures our own line of high-potency herbal medicine and plant-based supplements, all designed to help your body be as resilient as possible against the toughest of health challenges. We're all on our own unique health journey, and a good health choice for you may not be the same good choice for someone else. And that's why we host this Q&A every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. to help you continue along your own unique health journey. So thank you so much for being with us here today. Those of you, I know you're all streaming from either Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, which means if you hear us responding to comments and questions that you don't see on your platform, it's just because those comments or questions are on another platform. So you're not being left out. The majority of the conversation does occur on YouTube. So if you do want to be able to see all the chatting, you may want to switch and come on over. All right. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Hi, Agent Cooper over in Instagram. Hi, June. Good morning. We know some of you are driving, but if you are able to say good morning and say hi, we love it, even if you don't have any questions today. We do have a few pre-submitted questions. Otherwise, we always prioritize what's happening live in the chat. So feel free to just start shooting away. Hi, Erica. Good morning. All right, Aston, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to jump us off with today, or we want to just hop right into some of the pre-submitted questions until we see a bit more activity in the chat.
I always have a lot, but we can jump into the questions, and if we get a break, then I could raise a storm.
Okay. All right. Hi, Trevor. Good morning, Richard. All right. So first question is related to skin tags. What causes skin tags and how can I fix it? Are there any recommendations of your products that could help in aiding this?
I must say that this is a new one. I have not come across this issue in the past. It's so amazing when someone poses a new question that we have never heard after so many years. But yes, for a lot of people, skin tags are pretty common, and I don't know that we have had someone who, at least to me, who has come to us for to get help with skin tags. But I can tell you some of the causes, and if you have any of these underlying issues, then maybe we can try to help you. But some of the common causes of skin tag are if you have hormonal changes. Let's say you have ovarian cysts, you have fibroids, you have endometrial issues, you have thyroid issues, you have breast issues like breast lumps or dense breasts, any of those type of issues, hormonal. It could be from the pituitary gland as well. if you have prolactin issues, if you have growth hormone issues, that's one. Two, if family members have skin type like your mother, your grandmother, typically it would come from the the parent or grandparent and the female side. And then obesity, which is usually related back to hormones as well. If you have obesity issues, and then there are many other issues like aging, and even anyone who has inherent viruses that are inhabiting their bodies for years, like HPV. If someone has the COVID, the post-COVID, syndromes, that it means that you still have some of these viruses in the body. And then it could be diabetes. It could be, as you can see, it could be a wide range of issues. But the most fundamental question for you is, were you born with it? Or is it something that came after birth? If you can answer that question, then, that would help us to make a recommendation as to how we can help you. But if you have any of those underlying issues I just mentioned, we have to work on the underlying issue as well as the skin. We usually work with, discovering the cause of an issue. Once we know the root cause of an issue, we work on the root cause and the issue goes away. So if it's hormonal or diabetes or any issues like those, then it would be easy to help you. If it's genetic, then that's going to be a big, big challenge. And we would say probably not if it's genetic, meaning that your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, someone in the family line has it, and then you have it as well. Could be.
There's an update. She said, yes, I was born with it. Both parents had it, and I am obese.
So, so that's going to be harder for us to look you in the eye and say, yes, we can help you, because these genetic type issues that you're born with, we can help you control them. We can help the body to control these issues, but I don't know that we can fix them. It would be disingenuous to say that we could fix that genetic issue. And we wouldn't want to take your money by trying something. When we try something with someone, it's because we have some reasonable, objective expectation that we can help them. So if it's genetic, going back in your family history like this, then we would not want you to waste your money.
Mm-hmm. And there's always that question, and we learn as we during school, nature versus nurture. So, what is genetically likely and what has our environment helped to encourage, but it's always both, actually. So we've learned in science that our genes are actually being activated, turned on and off by the bacteria that live in our gut. And good bacteria is going to activate the best manifestation of your genetics, and bad bacteria is going to activate the worst manifestation of your genetics. So the environment that we live in, the environment we create for our body, whether it's our lifestyle, things that we're exposed to, those will encourage our genes to get turned on and off, either favorably or not. And so you actually have more power over what has been determined genetically than you think. So I wouldn't give up. There still might be a lot you can do to improve your overall lifestyle to help your body express the genetics in the best way possible, which could mean skin tags. So, but as far as what Aston was saying, normally Aston I don't know if you would agree, when we take more of a leap of faith, when we're not sure if we can help somebody, but it's still worth trying, is because it's like a life-threatening situation and the person just needs to throw everything at it. I'm not sure how debilitating, the skin tags, depending where they are and how many they are, it could be debilitating for your life, and it could be worth trying. But I think it's good to know that we don't actually have any experience with that just yet.
Mm-hmm. Having said that, we have formulas that can help to rebuild genes and DNA, as all the NuSpecians out there now know, especially those who've been taking NuSpecies for years. We have the new Genesis, which is the most recent and the most powerful to help the body to rebuild genes and DNA. And then we also have the L-News. The L-News do that, the B vitamins. Those are the primary ones that we use to assist the body to rebuild genes and DNA. And what rebuilds mean is that if someone has diabetes or high blood pressure or any sort of issue, it means that the genes are still there. They're not dead. They're not dormant. They're probably not even turned off unless it's type 1 diabetes, where it could be for that issue. And then there are other issues where certain genes are just turned off. They're not dead. They're there. It's just not active. We can help to rebuild the body to get those genes to produce healthier proteins to support the body. As for the skin tags, we're not saying that it will work, but that's the only thing I could think of doing is to, if someone has a genetic issue, is to keep rebuilding their genes and DNA. And as Jillian says, you can get those genes to express themselves more positively, especially as you get older. We get older, these genes start to fade. They become weaker over time in supporting the body. And that's for all genes. But then the ones who have some issues, those will be some of the first to degrade very quickly and cause, potentially other health issues as well. So that's why it's always good for all of you to be rebuilding your genes and DNA, because it is the foundation. It is the singular foundation of life forms. Singular. There are about 5 million species on Earth, and every one of those living species, genes and DNA are the foundation of our existence. We're one of those species. All right.
All right. Thank you. Hi. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Julian. Hi, Stephanie. Always good to see you here. All right. Next question from Trevor. What causes stomach ulcers, and what do you have to take to get rid of it?
So that we can help with. We have probably thousands of people with stomach ulcer. And again, when I respond to your questions, or we respond to your questions, it applies. We try to make the answer to apply to all of you. So ulcer is a digestive issue, and it can be caused from many different issues. One of the more common issues that cause ulcer is if you have a digestive issue for a long time, like acid reflux or GERD, the hydrochloric acid, the gastric juices, those are powerful acids that could sit in the stomach for hours, for days, for weeks, and just literally just burn into the epithelial tissue or overlying the stomach or the intestine. And that can lead to ulcer, it can lead to other issues as well. If you have bacterial issues over time in the small intestine, they could rise up to the stomach, and they could even cause ulcer in the small intestine that they would categorize as other diseases, like Crohn's and other autoimmunity. So any kind of ulcerated issues are related back to, those gastric juices or acids, which are just the liver, the pancreas are producing them, the stomach produce them as well. And they just sit there and just burn into the walls of the stomach. So what you would need to fix your ulcer, you should be taking the L-Nu1, any of the L-Nu. If it's really bad, you should be doing, the stronger L-Nu, the 9 or the 25. But you would take an ounce every day with the bee pollen. And if you don't have any issues with diarrhea, then you should also take the detox. Maybe you leave out the blood and you leave out the lymph node, because if you have hot ulcer, those formulas have something in there could cause discomfort. So you should leave out the blood and leave out the lymph node. You could take the detox powder, the capsule, along with the L-Nu, and you can also add in the bee pollen. The bee pollen will be very fundamental. And you take an ounce of the L-Nu, maybe take it once a day, take an ounce once a day, or take an ounce twice a day. And you do that until all the symptoms are cleared up, and then you do an endoscopy. and your doctor can tell you, you can bring us a copy of it, and it can tell you whether it's healed up or the raw inflammation has cleared up, and then you probably won't feel the symptoms of the ulcer. So people we've helped over the years, who have done that, over time, the discomfort they have from ulcer, the symptoms they have go away. But we're not saying that it's completely healed up. It just doesn't bother you anymore. And in the endoscopy, it would show that there's no inflammation in the area.
All right. I will say our bee pollen 9 is 30% off until we sell out of our current batch. We are changing the packaging, so we want to change the bottle that it's in. And so we were anxious to do that, but we don't want to waste what we've already made. So we're selling the bee pollen 9 at 30% off, so we can sell out the batch we've currently made, and then we can put the next batch in the new bottles. So now would be a perfect time to buy a whole bunch of bee pollen 9. It's automatically discounted on the website and in store, so all you have to do is buy it. You'll get the discount. And that's huge savings. So I encourage you to take advantage of that. All right. June says, and this reminds me of something Aston from way back in the beginning of NuSpecies. So June says, I took my NuGen to my chiropractor for nutrition response testing, and it tested strong. That means my body wants it. June, I wonder if that's the muscle testing where they push your arm down. Aston, do you remember when we did that health fair at the JV Mall way back in the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a chiropractor who was had his station next to us, and he started muscle testing all of our products live in front of people. And luckily, they all tested strong, but it would have been so embarrassing if we were presenting our products and he's over there muscle testing them and being like,
yeah, we had no idea what the heck he was doing. If it was now, we'd kick him out of our booth. But June, I guess you have more information to objectively add to your book that you're writing. So everyone knows June is writing a book. She's been collecting notes on NuSpecies from our stream for the last couple of years or a few years, and she's going to write a book. So when she writes that book, I think we all should honor her with purchasing a copy of it. Right, June?
Absolutely. She said, yes, the muscle testing with the arm. We actually had used that method to figure out what our son was allergic to when he just never stopped having all this mucus and all this coughing when he was really young. And we tried everything, and he ate the cleanest, healthiest diet of anybody we knew. And we did the muscle testing and learned he was sensitive to soy at the time. And we were feeding him a lot of Ezekiel bread, which it's like raw, sprouted grains, and soy was in there. And so we were irritating his body with it. He ended up growing out of it. It was fine. But the muscle testing is what helped us figure that out. So it's very helpful. Mm-hmm. All right. Next question is from Owen. What God formula best supports prostate health?
So they all do. We use the God Formula 3 as the primary, and also the God Formula 1, but mostly the God Formula 3. But they all support prostate. All the God formulas support prostate. So there are people who have prostate issues that could be from prostatitis, which is a bacterial infection in the prostate. So for someone like that, we would primarily recommend the God Formula 4. The God Formula 4 is our antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial formula. So that's what we'd recommend if someone has prostatitis. And, when it comes to the prostate, when it is severely enlarged and the PSA is very high, the PSA is 30, 50, 100, and it's not prostatitis causing it to be that high, we would recommend the God Formula 1, because the God Formula 1 is our general immune system builder. So someone who has PSA that is so high, they would have a lot of genetic issues. A lot of the genes are literally just falling apart. The prostate is literally just falling apart. All the lobes in the prostate, there are many lobes. The doctor typically tests for 12 or 13. but there are more lobes in the prostate. There are massive amounts of glands in the prostate. So if we want to, help that person to get that PSA to come down very quickly, we'd probably put them on the gut formula 1 with another gut formula and other formulas. But all the gut formulas are can support the prostate. So it depends on the prostate issue. There are many types of prostate issues, guys. And I don't think you want me to go into all of them or most of them right now. It would take us the next hour or two. But there are many different types of prostate issues, and that's why NuSpecies has all these different formulas, and we recommend them in different ways. So one doesn't fit all. From what I just said, you can see you could apply this to breast cancer or breast issues or someone who has fibroid endometriosis. If you have, different types of blood pressure, there are many causes of blood pressure. So we're always looking at these nuances and the root cause of people's issues to recommend our formulas. So one never fits all. So if you have a specific type of prostate issue, whether it's related to infection or it's related to diet or cancer or past cancer, if you take radiation in the past or chemotherapy, you still have the prostate, it could cause other issues. You could develop other prostate issues if you still have the prostate. So we use the gut formulas and other formulas that we have for men's health and the anti-inflammatory, and now the new genesis to rebuild genes and DNA. So you see, when you come to us and we recommend a protocol for you of different products. That's why we have different products, because if you want to fix the root cause, you can't just focus on one thing for a health issue. You have to rebuild the genes and DNA. You have to rebuild the immune system that was too weak to fix the issue. You can logically follow from, how we help you to get your body to heal from issues. Hope that helps.
Yeah, I think that was great. Because it's easy to get, especially if someone has been using our formulas for a while and they are working on the same issue, they get used to the product being recommended in a certain way. It's easy to lose track that actually that same product could maybe be used in many ways.
Right. There's a lady we're helping now. She has triple negative breast cancer, which is typically deemed as non-hormonal cancer, one of the worst breast cancers. And she got recommended to us, but whoever recommended her to us are asking, why don't we have her in the Queen Nanny? Why don't we have her in Fire Focus? Because when they had their breast cancer, that's what we used to help them. That's a very different type of breast cancer. So it requires a totally different direction to help her. So that's why you should always come to us and speak with us. Don't go off and self-diagnose yourself and decide what NuSpecies is going to take. Let us help you, because there are many different types of breast cancers. There are many different types of prostate cancer. There are many different types of lung cancers. All the organs can have many different types of cancers and diseases. So one never fits all.
All righty. I missed Erica before. I'm going to go back up to her. So Erica said that she suffers from migraines, many migraines.
Okay,
she didn't have a specific question, but I guess she's just generally asking how NuSpecies thinks about that or what we do about that.
So there is no one who we never help. I'm using a double negative there. No one and never in the same sentence. But we have helped everyone with migraines, whatever it is, different types of migraines, whether they're caused from hormones or stress or toxicity. We've helped everyone. So we have what we call the brain package to rebuild the brain. That's what you should be on. Do the brain package. If you do it and you do the LNU25, which is the most powerful rebuilding formula we have for the whole body, you use the LNU25, you take an ounce in one take. Here's a measuring cup. I just happen to have one here. Fill it. Shake the bottle really well. And by the way, I just took it, by the way. That's why it's sitting next to me. You can see all the stains on it.
Actually, you weren't muted when we had the opening credits on. You weren't muted when you were like, yummy. I don't know if anybody heard that, but I was like, oh, he's not muted.
Yeah, I was taking my my LNU-25 and my B vitamins, which you also
Oh.
need for the brain. So you would take those, take an ounce, and within a week you should start seeing results. Within a month, you should feel like a normal person again. And you may have to take it for longer, up to 3 months. It depends on your body type. But we have helped everyone with migraine who take the brain package and take it the way we recommend that it should be taken. So your issue, migraine, is a no-brainer. Next.
All right. So Stephanie is asking, is it okay to take the blood and the lymph node without the detox powder? Yes, they are products all on their own. And some people may only want to take one or the other or take them both together. We used to always promote them along with the detox powder as like a full body detox, but you don't have to take it that way. They can be used alone. The lymph node formula is great to support your immune system. Some people keep that as their little first aid kit. So they'll take extra of the lymph node whenever they maybe feel something coming on. The blood is those herbs are known as oral chelators, so they help the body to purge heavy metals. So someone might be taking the blood formula for a while because they know that they've been exposed to heavy metals. And then for those who are just looking for your regular clean out of your body, they'll take the powder, blood, and lymph. Maybe they're taking the powder every day, but they'll add in the blood and lymph every quarter. It's really all just depends on each individual person's goals. I'm going to just quickly skip over to Born and then go back to him because then June had asked what was the reason that the lymph node and blood wouldn't be taken if you had ulcers. And I'm assuming it's because of the cayenne pepper, Aston.
That is the reason some people who have ulcer or have chronic inflammation in their stomach or the small intestine right below the stomach, when they take these formulas, it would burn to create a burn-in for a while. But if you can, if you have tolerance for the burn-in, you should take it because if you have ulcer or chronic inflammation, most likely you have some kind of bacteria or virus that are in the ulcerated tissue, and that's why it's sitting there not getting better, is because they're creatures just going to gross you all out. But you can, you're talking to NuSpecies, so we can help you kill these creatures, which are usually viruses, bacteria, or parasites. That's where these creatures love to live. They love to live in tissues that have inflammation or infection because those tissues have very little oxygen. And that's what these creatures are afraid of. Viruses are afraid of oxygen. Bacteria, microbes, parasites, they're terrified of oxygen because once oxygen touches them, it just burns them, it destroys them. And that's why you've heard us say it 1,000 times here at NuSpecies that a fully oxygenated body is incapable of disease. It's a true statement. If you can get all the tissues in your body, all your organs, all your tissue, all your molecules to be fully oxygenated, your body will be incapable of any disease, even cancer, incapable of it. So that's why we make our formulas raw. That's why we make them so potent. That's why we give you a diet guide. But when it comes to the ulcer, if you can take our formulas, the NuGenesis, the blood, the detox that will create some kind of burning because of what's in it, if you can tolerate it, you should take it, and you should just tolerate the burn that you're going to feel. For some people, it could be pretty bad for a while. But what's happening is that you're literally destroying all those half dead cells and tissue in the infection or inflammation, and any creatures living in there. And there are creatures living in there. It's not a question. You have some viruses in there. You have some bacteria in there. Possibly have microbes and parasites in there. That's why the tissue can't heal. The immune system is not strong enough to destroy these viruses and bacteria, and they can hide out in the tissue, the inflamed tissue, because very little or no blood is getting there. And that's why they can hide out and just sit there and multiply, and the issue get worse over time. So if you can tolerate these formulas, add in NuGenesis with the blood and the lymph for those ulcerated issues in anywhere in the body. If you can tolerate the burn, you should tolerate it. It won't last for long. It may last for maybe 15, 20 minutes. By then, the formula has dissipated completely, and then it's gone. When you take NuSpecies, within 5 to 10 minutes or so, the body absorbs it almost completely. So the burn won't last for more than 15 or maybe 20 minutes or so. Hope that helps.
Definitely. Yeah, I think you kind of left that open cliffhanger there. People were probably like, what the heck? I thought NuSpecies products can't hurt me. So thank you, June, for following up on that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next question. We have 2 questions from DeBorn. The first one is about the benefits of the bee pollen formula. So I'll give a high level and then ask if you want to be more specific. But bee pollen can be used in many, many ways. So the 2 primary reasons why bee pollen is so versatile and so powerful is, first of all, it has a lot of enzymes. And enzymes are catalysts for all kinds of chemical reactions in our bodies, or all chemical reactions in our bodies. So enzymes are very helpful with digestion. And so a lot of digestive issues, you will see us using bee pollen to support. Also, allergies. So when the body is reacting to something because it's not able to process it and it thinks it's like a foreign invader and starts to attack it instead, bee pollen and all of the enzymes in bee pollen can be really helpful to help the body process things so it doesn't react to them. So you'll hear us talk about bee pollen when it comes to allergies as well. Bee pollen also has a ton of amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And so when we're hearing about eating protein, or that we need protein, our bodies actually synthesize protein from amino acids. So what's better than just eating protein, which is normally what we think we're getting from animal flesh, we want to be consuming lots of plants that have amino acids. And so for bee pollen, has the amino acids that our body needs to build proteins. And that's where things like elastin and collagen, the things that we think of when we think of beauty, skin health, and hair and nails, all of that comes from those proteins that your body has to create, and bee pollen helps the body do that. It also is great for building, helping the body build muscle and energy and stamina. So, Aston, I think you told me the Roman armies marched on and powered by bee pollen.
Yeah, the Roman armies, the Kushite armies, that's what they fed on to march their armies hundreds of miles and during their warfares. Yeah.
So bee pollen is powerful stuff.
Yeah. So
right.
over 20 years ago, we wanted to find, and this applies to all of you, we wanted to find a digestive formula to help people to digest foods better. We just talked about ulcer. Ulcer is a digestive issue, gastric issues, all those issues between the mouth and the rectum are most likely digestive issues. All those issues that form along that track, that long track, and including the cancers. They're usually all resulted from digestive causes. So digestive issues are one of the most common health issues on the planet for all humans. So we look at the supplements in the market that were out there, and they claimed that they were digestive enzymes, but they weren't. They were just chemical structures that imitated the natural enzymes that are produced by our bodies, our genes. So we wanted to find a natural enzyme, and the only thing we could find on the earth was the bee pollen. So bee pollen, we use it primarily as a digestive formula to help people with digestive issues, as Jillian just articulated. It can be used for a lot of other things, but we use it primarily for digestive issues, and all of you out there who have acid reflux or digestive issues, you'll see that the bee pollen is always part of it. So what we use it to do is to resuscitate the production of enzymes in the liver, the pancreas, and those 2 organs in particular, and to allow people to digest the foods they normally couldn't digest until we rebuild their liver, their pancreas, and their digestive system, so their bodies can start functioning again on its own without bee pollen. And those of you who have helped with your digestive issues, that's what we were doing. So Jillian just break it loose and tell you why, how you're getting better from taking NuSpecies. So yes, you're taking the formulas, but you all don't know the profound research and development that went into it in the background to be able to get them to where they are to help you. And that's why we can speak so confidently about what we recommend for you And that's why you all, hopefully are getting phenomenal results on taking NuSpecies, because every formula has gone through that rigor before we actually manufacture it and put it in and hand it to you for you to take it. Yep.
All right. Next question. The second question from DeBorn. What is the main difference between the vitamin C with the B vitamins versus L-Nu-1? I have bought both. I've bought both, and Aston had mentioned it for oral or gum health. Okay, so the difference is huge. If you were to look at just the supplement facts chart and miss the proprietary blend of herbs in L-Nu-1, it would look like they're the same because you would just be seeing all the B vitamins and vitamin C. But the huge difference is actually that proprietary blend of herbs in the L-Nu-1. That really is the L-Nu-1 formula. It's just the way the supplement facts chart has to be written out. It kind of makes it look like the B vitamins are the primary ingredients. The thing with supplement facts charts, the requirements are that if you are adding in anything like any vitamins or minerals in addition to whole foods, those have to be disclaimed in their amounts on the supplement facts chart. And then the plants, like the whole foods, are below that in a very discrete list. So it looks like the vitamins are the primary ingredient, but really the herbs are what make the L-Nu formula. And then Aston had just added in the B vitamin complex with vitamin C as just like an extra. So they're completely different in that way. Often, if someone is taking L-Nu-1 every day, they don't necessarily need to buy the B vitamins because you are already getting them in L-Nu-1. But some people do need extra B vitamins, and so some people are taking both. And yes, if you want the oral gum health benefits, you are going to need the L-Nu-1 because of those herbs and all of their antibacterial and antimicrobial benefits, whereas the B vitamins by itself wouldn't. We are actually going to be changing the name of the B vitamins to just call it a multivitamin because you are getting the whole B complex, you're getting vitamin C, and the alfalfa is in there, which adds a whole other layer of vitamins and minerals. So it's truly a multivitamin in that way. So it'll be less confusing when we change the name. Aston, do you want to add anything onto that?
Just one thing. I think what you said, Albert, did it. The B vitamins, if you compare them, you said you have the bottle, you see that some of the B vitamins, they have higher milligrams and percentages, a few of them, because the B vitamins complex generally is more potent than what we have in the L-Nu. So some people do need to take the B vitamins complex along with the L-Nu formulas, even though the L-Nu formulas, it does have B vitamins in there.
Okay. Next question comes from Avad. What is the best product for eye health?
So we have an eye formula. We call it the eye formula. Maybe we should call it the eye protocol because you store three products together. So the basic is the regular circulation formula along with the regular anti-inflammatory. You add in NuGenesis and you're good to go. But we have the more potent version, which is the upgraded circulation formula and the upgraded anti-inflammatory along with the NuGenesis. But you can take the circulation formula and the anti-inflammatory together. You could start with that if you want to do something really basic. But depending on the eye issue you have, if it's really bad, eye issue you have like cataract or glaucoma, you may want to, do the upgraded one if ones that they're in your budget. They work faster, and add in the NuGenesis if it's in your budget to do that. But we can post that for you in the chat so that you can do some research on our website and see what they look like, or you could stop in one of our locations. But that's what we have for the eye. Regardless of the eye issue you have, you would take those 2 or 3 formulas together and stay in them until you get the results you're looking for.
And if there's no eye issue, is it fine to just make sure you're taking like an L-Nu and detox and all your standard supplements every day, and then your eyes should remain healthy? Or would you still say people could benefit from taking the circulatory even if they don't have an eye issue?
Right. Over the years, we've had thousands of people who just take the LNU1 and they get help with their eye issues, whether it was blurriness or they have cataract or glaucoma. They would take
Mhm.
just a regular regular LNU formula, LNU1 by the system, and they would get help. But we developed the eye formula because there are people who have the chronic eye issue, chronic cataract, chronic glaucoma, on the verge of losing their sight. Some people have even lost their sights. We've helped a few people to get to regain their sights that was completely lost. But we created the eye protocol only because of these people who have the more chronic eye issue that the LNUs would not necessarily help.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Which is another reason why we'll often tell you to, especially if you don't have the budget to add on something like the circulatory formula, you cannot go wrong by getting started somewhere. All of our formulas are raw and liquid and organic and naturally sourced. And so you're getting such power from even our most basic products that even when you start lower, people often see such amazing results. So don't ever feel like because you can't do an ideal recommendation that Aston gives that you shouldn't do anything at all. Your body needs help and it needs it now. And the sooner you give it support, the more power your body's going to have to fix itself. So give any of our more basic formulas a go if it's not in your budget to do more, and then see what your body can do. You might be really surprised. All right. June is saying these questions are so helpful to help me learn more every week. And I agree, June. I think everybody's on a roll with some really great questions today. So and we're so inspired too by all of these questions. It helps us know what's on your mind. It helps us always check ourselves to make sure we're supporting what is most important to all of you. And it helps inspire blog posts and further research and maybe new formulas. So I agree, June. These are just excellent. We learn too from all of you. So thank you so much. All right. We don't have any more live questions. I'm going to go back to one of our pre-submitted questions. But again, folks, we always prioritize live. So keep chatting away. All right. The next question is, what is Queen Nanny good for?
Mm-hmm. So Queen Nanny is a women's formula. We use it to when all right. When I was working on the issues for prostate for men, because of my dad who died of prostate cancer, as some of you probably know, so that's why this company exists today. I discovered while I was doing that women have even worse issues than men when it comes to hormones. For men, primarily it's just the prostate. And yes, the prostate cancer is the number one killer of Black men, and probably the second top killer of men in general, more Black and white. But when I was doing that research, I discovered that women were getting cancers even worse than men. Women are getting cancer in their ovaries, their uterus, especially in the endometrial wall, the cervix, their breasts, their thyroid. Women were getting like 5 different cancers that were each one was just absolutely devastating. And so after I developed the formula for men, I started working on the formula for women to help women's health, and it's primarily probably 99% of the time it's hormonal imbalance that is causing all these issues. So the Queen Nanny is to help your body. The Queen Nanny is not a hormone. It's not a hormone. It doesn't have hormones. It doesn't have estrogen. It doesn't have progesterone. The Queen Nanny, just like the men's formulas, it does not have any hormones in it. No hormones. What it does is to support the endocrine system and the genes to make healthy, balanced hormones. That's what the Queen Nanny does. So if you have ovarian issues, ladies, you have uterine issues, ladies, you have breast issues, pituitary gland issues, thyroid issues, the Queen Nanny is what we've used for many years successfully to help thousands of women, literally many, many, many thousands of women with these issues. So, which include fibroids or ovarian cysts, PCOS, and dense breast, just a lot of issues we are able to use the Queen Anne to successfully help women to balance the endocrine system, to balance the hormones. When our bodies are in a balanced state, that's how, and that goes for all of our organs. If you can keep your body in a balanced state, biochemistry wise, keep it balanced, the genes will produce the proteins, the healthy proteins that Jillian spoke about earlier. The genes will produce those healthy proteins to support all these organs and all these glands. So the Queen Anne is just one piece of it. It helps the endocrine system to make healthy, balanced hormones like estrogen, progesterone. Those are the two most devastating ones for women that lead to the most cancers when they're in an imbalanced state. And you typically will take the Queen Anne once daily. And I have mentioned that, yes, you know, girls can take it, women take it for menstrual irregularities as well, because those usually are hormone related as well. And if you have your daughters, your girls or your granddaughters or teenagers, they can take it as well. Maybe to take smaller dosages. But the Queen Anne is one of the formulas that we have created from day one, and we have not changed it because it works for all the women who come to us with all these different issues. So God bless you all, ladies. The men are not as blessed. They have to take 4 or 5 different men's formula to get help with their prostate. Poor men, yeah, or poor us, I should say.
I know it's been haunting you. All right. May says, greetings all. Just want to voice that I've been anemic for as long as I can remember. And Aston, you told me to take Yellow Doc, and now my RBC numbers are high for the first time in years. That is amazing. What's even more amazing is she says, I just took 1 bottle.
All right, May, we need your address. I gotta send you a bill. You know, you owe us something. You owe us something there. You gotta pay us a little more. She's
asking if she should stay on it for a while longer.
Well, if your iron levels are balanced, if your hemoglobin, you know, is balanced, you could still take it if you want. Maybe you can take it once a week. You know, just take half a tube once a week or so, and that bottle may last you 6 months or longer. But you know, you're at maintenance level, as long as your number. This goes for all of you as well. Whatever issues you have, once your body has resolved them, the issues, and if you want to still take the formulas, you can take them once or twice a week in smaller dosages, and they can, you know, each formula could last you 3 months, 6 months, a year if you want to, just to make sure something is still getting in your body, because it could be some genetic issue that's causing the issue. And when it comes to genetic issues, no scientist on earth ever tell you that a genetic issue has been resolved, because it's almost impossible to tell. In fact, there's no genetic gene therapy. There's no valid gene therapy except for a few things for 1 or 2 or 3 issues, like sickle cell. So there's no drugs. There's nothing that can fix genes and DNA on the earth today. And if you can get your body to do it, like we try to do, that's the way to go. Get your body to fix itself.
Okay. Avad is saying, please put the formula in the chat for me. Thank you. For eye health. Okay, the circulatory. Okay, Avad, yes, the circulatory formula posted pretty much immediately after we started talking about your question. If you scroll up at the 10:38 is when the circulatory formula was posted. I'm sure Mary can add the link again for you, just letting you know it's already there in case you want to go click on it now. All right. Let's get back to the last pre-submitted question, and then if no other live questions come in, we will wrap up. I just want to remind everyone that the Bee Pollen 9 is 30% off until we sell out of our current batch. We are changing the bottle that we're putting that formula in, so we want to sell out of what we've already made so that we can switch over to the new bottle as soon as possible. The formula isn't changing. It's just that the packaging is changing and we're excited about it. So we want to sell out what we've already made. So please, if you use the Bee Pollen or ever thought about using the Bee Pollen 9 is 30% off. It's already discounted on the website. So this is a great time to stock up on it and not pay that full price for quite some time.
So let me say something to that.
Okay.
So the Bee Pollen, 30% off. And none of you has ever seen a discount like that for the Bee Pollen in many, many, many years. So let me say this, folks. It is not a clearance sale. We're not getting rid of it because we can't sell it. So Jillian and Mary have decided that they see a nice bottle that they want to use, and they love the bottle. They're in love with the bottle. It's a beautiful bottle. I don't want to sound like that man, but that's the only reason why we're sending out the bee pollen. It's not because of clearance, not because we have them. When we make products, usually they're sold out within 3 months or so, sometimes in a month, sometimes in a few weeks. So we just want to switch over to the new bottle. Is it a bigger bottle?
Yes, what we're going to do is a lot of people who need to take the bee pollen for digestive issues have to take such a higher dose that the
Right,
tube just
teaspoon.
really becomes annoying. So we
Right,
want to we want to put it in a larger bottle, have a regular lid so you can just pour out your dose rather than fussing with the tube.
right.
And so we're just going to have the same bee pollen formula, one in a 1 ounce with a tube, and one in a no, yeah, and then one in a 2 ounce with a lid, and that way you can just pour it out and get your proper dose.
So there you have it. So not clearance sale. Is searching for your convenience to give you a bit bigger bottle.
Yes. All right. On to this last pre-submitted question. So those of you who don't know where the pre-submitted questions are coming from, people are putting them on our app. So if you download the NuSpecies app, there's always a place for you to submit your questions in advance. So we tend to get questions all throughout the week. Sometimes they're not questions that are worth waiting for the Q&A, so we'll quickly reach out to you and just answer them. But if it's a good one for the Q&A, then we'll wait till Saturday and do it. Okay, what's the shelf life of your products in general? So in general, we have tested our products for as long as 4 years, and we haven't seen where they go bad or diminish in potency. So usually from the time that we make them, get them tested, label them, get them into our stores, we're usually clocking about 2 years to be conservative from when you buy it in our store. And just, well, I could get into a whole other topic about this, but yeah, 4 years, usually 2 years from when you buy it. And really most of our products should be used in a month, if not 3. And so you have plenty of time. All right. Last pre-submitted question, which was submitted on the app, is I've been using almost all of your products for a few years now. I'm now wanting to start the new Genesis, but I'm unaware of its benefits and measurements at a time. I think they mean dosing.
So let me do something I've never done before. Those of you who are on the stream with us right now, if you have used the new Genesis and you believe it helped you or you see any benefits, you can pose them for this person who's asking the questions. And this question, in the meantime, the new Genesis is the formula that we are using to assist the body to rebuild the genes and DNA. The genes and DNA is foundational for human life, for human health, for human longevity. The stronger, the more powerful you can keep your genes and DNA, is the most likely you're going to live longer, and you can keep your body systems or your organ systems healthy. Because when we die, an organ system dies, meaning that an organ in the system of organs, because every organ is part of the organ systems, like the lung and the heart and the blood. Those are all part of our organ system. For women, the ovary, the uterus, the breast glands, the thyroid, those are part of an organ system. When we die, an organ system dies. It means that the genes are dying. So if you're able to keep your genes powerful and strong to create healthy nutrients, which are proteins, to nourish those organs or organ systems, that's the best way to stay healthy for longer, and it's the best way to live longer. To keep the body strong and live longer. So the new Genesis helps to rebuild the genes and DNA. And that's primarily what it's for. But people who use it are telling us that they get great energy. It helps with infection. It helps with a lot of other benefits. So we have to consider that in our calculation going forward. But yes, it's primarily to help you rebuild your genes and DNA.
And here's some answers. Presently taking it, and it's what my body needs. And muscle testing has confirmed that. Stephanie, I feel renewed. Amazing.
All right.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you for posting that, folks. Okay. I think that wraps up all of our questions for today. I think we might actually end our episode within an hour.
So
Amazing.
I have something to say,
Say it. Speak.
especially to the ladies. Breast cancer is on the rise. Cancer in general is on the rise. Breast cancer in particular is on the rise with women, especially younger women between 20 and 50. It's just a massive increase in breast cancer. If you have dense breast, ladies, you should get help with your dense breast, because for most of the women who are coming with breast cancer, they have dense breasts, and it leads to all sort of cancer, even to the triple negative breast cancer. And a lot of women who are coming to us, their breast cancer is aggressive, very aggressive when they discover it. Early detection is very aggressive, and in some cases, the reports are from the doctors in the scans. It's very invasive. So invasive, aggressive, triple negative, and it doesn't have to be a life sentence, but it can be for those women out there who are just going to rely on chemotherapy. And when they do rely on chemotherapy, for a lot of those women, the chemo destroy their bone marrow, destroy their heart, and a lot of them end up dying because they're of heart failure. They die from heart failure. They die from the fact that their bone marrow is destroyed, not producing adequate red blood cells, especially hemoglobin to carry oxygen, iron and oxygen. And oxygen is the number one food for life forms, especially humans. Oxygen is the number one food for us. So, ladies, if you have dense breasts, if you have any of these hormonal issues, ovarian cysts, you have fibroids, especially if you have fibroids for you're anemic. Someone just mentioned anemia. These are some of the things that will lead you to get any of these cancers in any of these organs. And if you're not getting help, if you're not getting help, you should come to us. My caution to you is, if you're going to do chemotherapy or radiation, you should come to us and let us help you build up your body before you do it, because you can do the research now. Chemotherapy is very, very devastating to a lot of people with their bone marrow and their heart, leading to premature death, I think. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm saying you should rebuild your body before you do chemotherapy. And once you get out of the chemotherapy, you should rebuild your body even more so, to give your body a chance to recover from these cancers. Okay. And I'm saying that because we have a lot of people we're working with right now, a lot of women, and it's devastating for them. They didn't know they could feel so horrible in their lives because of breast cancer, and a lot of these cancers are younger women. So take heed, and don't, if you have a family history, don't wait until it strikes. If you have dense breasts, don't wait until the breast turn to cancer. There's a lot of women don't know better. And the doctors tell them they're going to, the doctors do the mammograms or ultrasound and say, oh, there's something there. You have dense breasts. We're going to watch it every 6 months or every year. All these women were doing that who come to me. They were all doing the watching, the monitoring. And then one of those monitoring, they see something, and usually it's spreading into the lymph nodes, which means that it's not stage 1, which means that it's not even early detection. So please take heed. We don't want you to get breast cancer. We don't want you to come to us with breast cancer or cancers. We want you to be healthy. I don't know how else to say that, Joey.
No, that's good. I think we have to just keep saying it. This is going to affect so many people moving forward. And the sooner that folks can come to us, the better chance we have to help your body fix itself.
And I can tell you that we have, I don't think there's any medical center or hospital in the tri-state over the last year or two that are telling their patient, the doctors are telling their patient not to take NuSpecies. On the contrary, there are doctors, oncologists who are proactively telling their patients to come to NuSpecies. Unfortunately, these doctors and oncologists, they do so After they do the radiation, it didn't work. After they do the chemo and it didn't work, and they know that you are doomed. I wish they would do it when you get diagnosed.
Yeah, well, we've learned that. I know it's so hard because whenever I talk with like family members who are dealing with cancer, when we talk to the oncologists, they always just seem so like calm and reassured about everything. And I have to keep reminding my family members that the doctor is speaking in the context of what they have to offer. In most cases, they don't actually believe they're going to cure you. They think that they're just extending your life as long as possible, and not even necessarily the quality of your life, just your life. And so they're confident and happy about the progress within that context. If you told them you were looking to be cured or healed or get healthy again, they probably wouldn't be so reassuring. So we always have to remember that they're doing their role with what they're trained to do and what the services they provide. And your expectations are actually require more effort on your part to do the nutrition, the lifestyle changes, the diet, exercise, sleeping, drinking water, taking NuSpecies, all of that. That's all on you. So you have to remember that your mindset is actually not the same as your oncologist. And the advice that they're giving you is based on what they're providing, which is usually not making you healthier. It's hopefully extending your life. And in my mind, that's to buy us time to do what we're supposed to do on our end.
Right. And the worst part of cancer, since we're talking about it, just take another minute. The worst part of cancer is not even the diagnosis, which in itself is just absolutely shocking. You know, there are people who come to me after they're diagnosed and their eyes is as if they were in a war zone. You know, just they would come from the doctor, you know, whether that day or the day before, and they're just absolutely shocked because even if they have family members who were diagnosed, they just can't believe that they have this thing living in their bodies. And unfortunately, when someone gets diagnosed, they know a lot of people who died from cancer. So there's some who survive, but then a lot of people who they know, loved ones, family members, and friends who die from cancer. And there are people who do surgeries and they do radiation and they do chemotherapy and they die. But the worst part of cancer is after you're diagnosed and you do the surgery or the radiation or the chemo and it didn't work, and now you're certified dead. It's a matter of what date. And that's what the doctors know because they did their best shot and it didn't work. And now they're going to try all this stuff experimental that's going to devastate your bodies even more. So the worst part of cancer is when you take the chemo or the radiation and the surgery and it didn't work and it's moving, it's spreading in your body. The cancer is moving. And you're thinking, okay, they couldn't help me when it was early stage. And now it's moving. How the heck are they going to help me? They won't help you. They can't help you. Doctors are not gods. And doctors who get cancer die just like you and die just like us. So doctors don't live longer than anybody else when they have cancer or they have any of these chronic issues. They don't. There's no magic medication out there. And that's why the billionaires are dying. The millionaires are dying. The very rich, whatever they are, they're dying like anybody else. They're not living longer than anybody else. So, and they are not because they're not building up their bodies the way they should. So the worst part of cancer is when you're diagnosed and you do the treatments and it didn't work, and now you're living every day in terror, knowing that the day is coming because the medication didn't work, and you go to the doctors and they just put you through the assembly line. I'm going to do a monitor in 3 months. I'm going to do a monitor in 6 months, and you're not getting better. Every time you get a new test, you just look at the reports, and it's worse. You're getting more tumors, you're getting more lesions. And that is the worst part of cancer is you die when you're diagnosed, and then you die worse over the next months or a year or whatever you live with the cancer spreading through your body. And that's what I witness every day with people who come to us too late. And that's why we're saying to you, if you're diagnosed, you come to us, let's build up your body before you do surgery or radiation or chemotherapy. Let's rebuild your immune system. Let's rebuild your bone marrow, rebuild your heart, especially because that's where you're going to get the most side effects from the medication. And then if you have precancer, if you have dense breast, you have precancer. If you have tumors, cysts, lesions, you have precancer. If you have cysts, lumps, bumps, you have precancer, because those are what most often turn to cancer. So if you have those issues, you have to get your body to support to get rid of them. Whether you do surgery, and you're going to do surgery to take them out, or you come to us and let us help you rebuild your bodies to help your body to get rid of them. You don't wait, people. You don't wait to get diagnosed with a thing. You don't wait to do a monitoring in 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. You don't wait. You don't look in the doctor's eye and say, oh, the doctor didn't look terrified, so my lesion is not that bad. My dense breast is not that bad. My lesion in my prostate is not that bad. The doctors are seeing this many, many times a day. You're just one more person with this issue. So a lot of you would tell me you look in the doctor's eyes and their face, they didn't seem terrified or afraid. The doctor's not your friend. So they're going to get terrified about their daughter or their parents or their family members. That's where you're going to see terror, when their family members get these issues, not us, not you. So if you have this issue, you learn it now, right here on this stream today. Today is the 15th of March, 2025. You're hearing it from us today, from me today. If you have dense breasts, you have lumps, you have bumps, you have cysts, you have any kind of tumor, you have any kind of issues, even if they do biopsy and it's benign, you're high risk for cancer. And when you get that diagnosis, if it happens, hopefully you never get that diagnosis, but if it happens, your life will never be the same. Trust me, it's how I live every day with my clients who I'm trying to help with these issues. Post chemo, post radiation, and Jillian can tell you how terrible it is for these people. Okay? So don't get yourself in that situation if you can avoid it. Cancer is on the rise worldwide because of foods, because of the environment, because of everything. And no one can say that they're going to avoid it. What you can do is rebuild your body, rebuild your immune system, rebuild your genes to give yourself the best chance to not get it. Nothing is a guarantee. Having said that.
Just reminding everyone, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please subscribe. We see our subscribers going up every week, and it's very encouraging. It just helps us provide more valuable content to others who don't know about us yet. So please subscribe before you leave. And I just want to wrap up what Aston just said. NuSpecies is not an alternative. You can be taking NuSpecies formulas right along with whatever your doctor is recommending for you. So for you or your loved ones who may be waiting, and I hear this all the time when I talk to friends and family, because believe us, we are not as compelling to our friends and family as we are to you. We struggle to help the people we love the most, which is very frustrating. But they're always like, well, I'm going to wait and see what the tests say. Oh, I'll wait until after the first results come back. Or let me just finish chemo and then. Let me take this new med and then. And it's like, no, your body needs nutrition now. Nutrition is inevitable. You must always be nourishing our body and giving it the building blocks of life. The medical treatment is only if and when it is needed, but nutrition is always. So it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is going to be. It doesn't matter which medication they're going to put you on or how long the chemo is going to last. It doesn't matter. You still need nutrition now. If you're eating food every day and you know you should be eating healthier, well, it's the same thing with NuSpecies. It's your supplement. It's your plant-based medicine. It's the stuff you should be adding in. So NuSpecies is not an alternative treatment. It's not a treatment at all. It's helping your body fight for you. And if you can get your body to fight along with the medical intervention, you're in the best case scenario. So it is not an alternative. Do not wait.
All right. I did my little sermon. I hope it helps a little, or should I say we did our little sermon. We hope it helps, and please take heed. We don't like when you come to us with cancer diagnosis. Believe me, it hurts me, it pains me, and it reminds me of my father when he was diagnosed. He was a preacher, was a minister, was a man of God, and he went to church like 3 times a week, including Sundays and Saturday evenings. And he was a preacher, And he said, God, why did you give me this thing? Yeah, I would hear him asking God, talking to God, why did he give me this? And, you know, he's doing God's work, and he got knocked down and he died of prostate cancer. So he was shocked to the day he died after he was diagnosed, that he couldn't believe that God didn't help him. All right? He couldn't believe that God didn't help him. So
we have some comments in the chat asking to be adopted. I thought we already adopted you. We're here. This is our live stream. It's
you're
for
all
you.
our children.
You are
all our
ours,
children.
and we are yours. This is it. You think our family and friends are joining this? No, they don't listen to us. You are here to get what we have to offer, and we love you, and we appreciate you for that. So yes, you are adopted. You are ours. You own us. Saturdays at 10 a.m. and all the other times throughout the week that we talk. This is what we're here
My
for.
family, I hope they're listening now. They only come to me when they have a devastating diagnosis. They don't come to me at all. They don't listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes
I try to tell Aston, just tell them, go to the website, buy what you need, because you already know the answer. It's like they think the answer is going to be different every time. It's like it's the same thing. Just do the work. Do the work. Oh my gosh. Oh, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for your beautiful testimonials. Deborah, and I do see your question. We do have to end now, so we're going to get to that next week. If you can just come back and ask it again, or submit it on the app so that we can add it to our lineup. And reminder, the Bee Pollen 9 is 30% off. You're not going to see a discount like that on our products ever. So help us get to the new packaging. I'm just excited about the new bottle. That's the only reason we're trying to sell out what we've already made. So please, it's a new bottle that's going to serve you better. So I'm just excited about improving your experience with the Bee Pollen for those of you who need the higher doses. So there's nothing wrong with the Bee Pollen 9 that we have now. Like Aston said, it's not a clearance. It's really just, I want to sell out what we already made so I can move on to the new bottles. We're not going to be wasteful. Other than that, we will be here again next Saturday at 10 a.m. And we look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, if you are on our email list or our text list, you'll always be reminded everything that's going on at NuSpecies. If you haven't joined yet, the subscribe link is right in the description of all of our YouTube videos. I did update that link, so use the one from today's video. And thank you guys. I'm seeing all the love here in the chat. It's so beautiful. Oh, thank you. I got little prayer hands. Loving it. All right, everybody. We'll be back next Saturday at 10 a.m. Thank you so much. We'll see you
God bless you all and keep you safe. Bye-bye.